You deem me a heartless coward for having left once loved soured. Yet to sleep among the dead would seem so ghoulish, and hope for much else utterly foolish. Each memory that time so gradually warps is really a shadow and a breathless corpse. Your summer smells, pastels, and floral prints distracted me from the obvious hints. The thunder from one of your verbal arrows can startle and scatter a cluster of sparrows. Sparks from harsh remarks made off the cuff, cruel to those unaccustomed to that stuff. Yet with each turn of a wooden spoon, she stirs the weary spirits on a fading afternoon, precisely slicing to decorate a plate. Her care adheres as we patiently wait. Those arms stretched to squeeze each chest, as she portions out the Gouda and the turkey breast. Ladies parading in sundresses and sandals, among tables topped with tea-light candles. As she slides slowly back in the lawn chair, and nuzzles a child in the thickness of her hair. In the yard marred by discarded cups and Tupperware, the day ebbs away with all grief and despair. A cautious and reluctant stir, fearing a tragedy yet to occur. The inhuman hum of an approaching drone, one pop or crack could snap a brittle bone, and warnings from watchful ones were spurned, until the air itself ignited and burned. And when some crank in this tank pulls rank, laughter scatters as tiny arms are yanked. Abandoned laws as lantern jaws pass in procession. One fateful nod may prod a desperate confession. Acts of contrition as ammunition mows you down, silenced as cries are violently drowned. Blithely considered, weird or impaired, prone to panic and perpetually scared. Blighted and therefore fit to be smited, cited for being excessively excited. The punishing power of high-speed projectiles light the sky and echo for tens of miles. Damaged ears shall never cease to ring, and dire dreams shall spring from this dreadful thing. And memories bitter shall litter your path, righteous wrath in the aftermath. Douse the flames, though the ashen smell remains. Rain sends clumps of damp debris down the bitter drains. Thus far, all quiet on the Western Front. Expounding on every arousal and the order of which it occurred, urges stirred and surging with each provocative word, repressed and resting, now requesting pressing palms, at your clear and well-aware behest disturbing your calm. While not well endowed, I gained entry to your shroud, as you shuffled me away from the condescending crowd. Could I imagine or fathom the tender moistness of your lips, any complaint or sense of restraint in thorough eclipse? Fabric plastered to your warm and sweat-drenched skin, rules rudely retooled and improvised, surprised and conjure a grin. Heels slide smoothly out as you shed your shoes. Sparks part the darkness which each motion from my muse, in divulging fond indulgences, displaying childlike craving, betraying your maturity in merry misbehaving, engaged in brazen naughty games as babies in a nursery, to stave off the staleness of endless anniversaries. Don't taint your plaintive beauty with too much paint, some grateful restraint, for the light is so faint. Head pressed in love slightly less than the one from your womb, the consuming scent flooding the room when lavender blooms. Rubbing my temple with gentle sentimental strokes, kept from drifting drowsily to sleep by playful pokes. And with the onslaught of thoughts prodded by hormonal release, I'll collect your affections however they may be on lease. Keep on muttering. Here's one. Cunning and covered in the night time's cloak, distinguished by a savage ravaged croak, sustained by a blackened heart seldom warmed, distant, dismissive, and sadly malformed, feeble and frail and frequently fractured, weak, obsolete, and badly manufactured. The odor of smoke from a soul that's been singed. For fleeting contentment he's secretly binged, standing like a sculpture, or circling like a vulture, indulging in the dreary art that he considers culture. When boisterous voices and the smell of oysters fill the pier, girls in floral summer dresses reach for prime souvenirs, guided by arrows as streets narrow and seagulls scatter, bracelets clatter as merry matters pepper chatter, and at the grill a doorway filled with clopping sandals, a jubilant room to consume as much brew as you can handle. The scent of caramelized confections carry on the breeze. They dampen dark despair which dresses his disease. He fashions frilly phrases like a fanciful scribe, and wrestles with temptations to recklessly imbibe, to stray beyond his borders and dive into disorder, not haunting arcades with pants weighed down with quarters. He fancies those who find their frocks in high-end boutiques, yet in his poor position he knows he's past his peak. And curiously, I've never read that last one out loud before. Yay me. Okay, carry on. It's a love poem. I gaze at my watch, turn away in faint haste. It does not feel right to take more than a taste. The gentle splendor of your tender embrace, a smile spread across your expressive face. I must not covet these moments in your favor, for fear that those feelings might fickly waver. I'll capture this juncture and clasp it in my fist. I would ruin this beauty if I were to persist. Be grateful for this blissful instant's brevity, so not to disappoint with my clownish levity. Yearning to glance back and catch you unaware, jealous for much more than my rightful share. My expressions of affection are seldom discerned. I fear that they would be emphatically spurned. I've warmed my way into your good graces, traced a path to your most vulnerable places. I left you a gift and observed the results. Had you known it was me, you would be repulsed. My heart could not bear the hostile glare, severed and seared and well beyond repair, bleeding and pleading for some tender token. It's invariably broken and hate has awoken. My feelings are of no value and do not matter. Neither do my dreams nor do my aimless chatter. Hi, Sally. Good evening. I'm doing much better tonight. Way back. Hold my camera steady. All right, carry. See if I can keep it up. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Look, my loving Laurie in the sentimental squeeze, while bicentennial lights are up behind the trees. Sparks rain and smoke remains and marries with aromas. No curfew till fall at Purdue pursuing a diploma. Sign the card and ice the cake and smile for your sake, and wearily wave and pretend to be brave in your departure's wake. Who'll walk me through each dreadful crisis in dire desperation with my worthless devices? I'm a worm and a weed with far too many needs. A leech who feeds off your unguarded heart until it bleeds. I have failed with days gone stale and dreams derailed. Your soul was unfettered when the letter arrived in the mail. No longer caught and controlled in the pull of my black hole, as I scan the span of each hall with hope of a lofty goal. Taking in another breath of terrible toxic fumes, signaling doom those gray and murderous plumes. Not clever enough to sever ties with scrutinizing eyes, For weak endeavors I'm trapped forever, never to rise. Blocks of time defined by designs to quietly follow. Praise feels hollow, yet I solemnly swallow. Consume the fuel while I screw with my tool, with a cold commitment to the cruelest of rules, as though to mask the blandness of my tasks, with carefully crafted comments in the off chance anyone asks. Thank you very much, Sally. So far, I'll try and keep it up as long as I can. So I should probably just keep on reading. All right. Oh, to cross the Cambridge Bridge with no smidge of melancholy. Soft balls and crimson falls and green line trolleys. No need to pack those cashmere sweaters or the knitted scarves. Though deprived of her gourmet Danish, she'd just as soon starve. Who will wade you through the maze of gazers to spur you on, as you pass in the parade or run in the marathon? Or motion you near while sipping beer and aiming a camera phone, carousing on a harbor cruise as pickled kisses are blown. Her friends descend from the north end to share in a welcoming espresso blend, pretend to comprehend why she should upend her existence and separate herself with such a stifling distance. Shrouded in the loud crowds in the thick summer air of Kenmore Square, with passionate post-game partiers charged with cheer, bowling 7 strings at King's for girls' night on the town, then drinks and wings at Clarice as the evening winds down. Fabled table spreads cradled in thoughts of Anthony's at Pier 4, while crashing waves permeate the days seldom numbered before. Farewell hugs to college chums leave her privately numb, so glum despite a plum job and sun-spun days to come. As traffic snarls along the Charles, she fears of missing her flight. She'll rummage through her luggage for freshly baked delights. The Back Bay gym where she flexed her limbs in tasteful urban flat, fading as she looks sadly back at her Boston habitat. Thank you, Sally. Like I said before, I'll keep this up as long as I can and not try to press my luck. I'm known for pressing my luck. Here's one I've never read before. Okay, this is called Pressing My Luck.